Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Let's Rumble podcast. Of course, it is a different face today. We have some spectrum issues. This right here will be a special edition of the Let's Rumble podcast, as it will be not only myself, but Mr. Nick to this side of me.
Yes, the showdown y'all have been waiting for forever.
Yes. Man. So what time is it?
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching across the world, let's get ready to rumble.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with the Let's Rumble podcast. We about to get into the deep end of wrestling tonight. We got a lot of hot topics for everybody out here. Definitely hope you guys are going to be enjoying today's podcast.
Yes.
Nick, let's get started, man.
Yeah, like I said, this is the showdown. This is the two biggest, trash talkers on the channel.
Yes.
the two mouths going at it. Pause.
Man, that's crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the biggest topic right now in wrestling history itself. Pretty much the founder of the whole entire wrestling industry, Mr. Vince McMahon, has been caught up, and his best friend, Mr. John Laurinaitis, is with him as well. What's going on with that,
man? It's very weird. He comes out, he just pretty much just says the slogan from the intro, or just tells us, hey, John Cena is going to be here next week. Cool, Vince. And then he skips off. We've seen all the memes and everything of him jumping off the ring steps. KJ brought up a good point the other night, though, that I feel because I was very much expecting Vince to come out and give the whole send-off of thank you very much, thank you, WWE Universe. But KJ brought up the whole point. This is the man that has fired people for mentioning him in People's Hall of Fame speech. So it would be perfect for him to step aside, but not everybody knows he's stepping aside.
Yeah.
They very much made it a point clear that he was coming out in character on SmackDown.
Facts. Yeah, I think I would have loved to see a more apologetic Vince McMahon on Friday and on Raw, at least, because it's he came out Friday. I don't even know why he came out, honestly. I don't know what that was all about. Just said welcome to SmackDown and left.
Then now forever together. We're in this together.
We're not in this togetger, bro.
No, Vince, you fucked up. We didn't fuck up.
Oh no!
What is this we shit? Do you have a mouse in your pocket?
Right, because if we're talking about some together shit, then I need to see some of them billions of dollars in my pocket.
Right, exactly.
I would take some hush money, sir.
What's your routing number, Vince? We can
right, wire me a couple $100,000.
Right, and then we can talk about some weed shit.
Man, seriously, man. The whole situation is pretty skeptical. I don't even know what really to talk about, because it's I can't say this. It's a sensitive topic because it's not. Because
it is to an extent, very much. Because think about it. If she was really okay with this and it was consensual and all of that, then why did she need hush money? But why was that whole payment involved? Why did she got a raise off of company dollars, technically, while everybody else is getting released? She gets a raise of $100,000.
Right, that's true. But the whole thing is this: was it? But do you think that the money was, if it was consensual? I don't think that Vince would have cared that she said anything about it. I think that he was more worried about John Laurinaitis's marriage instead, and same with his own marriage. I think that may have been that whole $3 million scandal right there was because he wanted to be okay, we're going to do this, but you can't tell my wife, because he knows as soon as he get a divorce, half of that money is going bye-bye, and half of his company is going bye-bye as well to her.
Wait, with Vince, or are you talking about with Johnny Ace?
Both.
Because I was going to say, Well, what friend do you have that you would pay $3 million for to help them keep their marriage together?
I mean, but if you got to think about the bigger picture. You're gonna risk billions of dollars versus $3 million.
Yeah,
You
but
see
that's
what I'm
the thing
saying?
is Vince and Linda have been separate for so long, just behind the scenes, that no one really knows. They haven't put out publicly. But I mean, they at this point really just kind of sit there and stand by each other just for pictures for like her political campaign and everything.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Trump and I think his wife name was
Melania.
Melania. Yeah, I was about to call her Melinda. What's going on, Tribal Chief, man? Definitely hope you guys are going to be enjoying this podcast. We got plenty of topics to talk about today. I mean, this Vince McMahon scandal is very crazy. It was something that came out of the blue. I don't think that they could have done it any better. It's crazy. It's just straight up crazy.
There's two mindsets of it. Of you have the pro wrestling fan take of it, of especially for some of the older fans, like I know me, KJ, Chris, a couple guys in the chat and everything, that Vince McMahon, that's pro wrestling to us. We've seen Vince go through the steroid trial. We've seen him go through this and that. So it's still, and we saw the whole Steve Austin, Vince McMahon angle. So there's kind of just that sort of nostalgia view that we all kind of carry towards Vince. But at the same time, he is potentially going to get sued. He did just settle a lawsuit with the commissioner of the XFL. This was paying hush money to a mistress, while she also received a $100,000 raise, while other people in the company were losing their jobs due to budget cuts. So there's one side of it that has that very nostalgia feel of, you want to see Vince come out there and, you know, you're fired, take a stunner, have a good night. And then there's that other side of, all right, so now all the creepy shit that Vince does is just finally coming to light.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ricky's comment right quick. He said it's crazy how the whole Vince scandal came out, and it has affected the whole wrestling world. It is crazy. Don't believe me? Look at the ratings. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Impact, Dynamite, and Rampage are constantly slipping.
Well, that's the thing, is that goes to what I was just talking about, is Vince McMahon, he has such a history with professional wrestling that when you see something like that getting negative headlines, it brings down all of professional wrestling. Because when people think professional wrestling, they think WWE, they think Vince McMahon, all of that.
Yep. And Ricky also bring up another point, the MLW lawsuit. I personally forgot about that. I hope that gets wiped away soon, because I don't know. I think that there's MLW suing WWE for attempting to shut their business down or something like that. So I mean,
it's saying that. Well, no, it's saying that WWE has a monopoly on the pro wrestling industry, which WWE then had to admit publicly that, well, see, AEW won X number of nights in ratings. So see, we're not the only show in town, but we also did have WWE have a deal with Vice that recently came to pass. So, and that was part of MLW's whole lawsuit, is that they were going to try and partner with Vice, like with the Dark Side of the Ring and everything, before WWE did. Yeah.
Wow, that's insane, man. It's insane. So we got Vince McMahon with a scandal up. We got John Laurinaitis. He's a part of it as well, because he, you know, the woman got passed around to him as a quote, as a toy, or like a toy. It's crazy,
like Buzz Lightyear.
Right. So with Vince McMahon voluntarily stepping down, I should say, as the chairman and CEO, and appointing his wife. I mean, goddamn, his daughter Stephanie McMahon.
He wants it to be his wife,
right? Hey, you ain't lying.
Right.
So now that we have Stephanie McMahon in his shoes as an intern, that word intern to you, does that mean that we will not be getting Vince McMahon back in his position as CEO and chairman? Or does that mean, like, Well, when you say interim, it's almost like when he comes back, he's going to have to fight to get his job back, right? So, do you see
number one contenders match for CEO championship?
Do you see
Money
Nick Khan?
This is going to cash in.
Can you see Nick Khan going for his job?
I can, but I've also kind of, I guess, and this is another topic that we were going to talk about. I don't know if you have the, slide ready or anything. But with Triple H coming back and saying that he's back to the Performance Center,
yes.
I feel like this almost, I've been saying this whole time that it's very Game of Thronesy, that it's very, who's, being truthful to who right. and whose side is on who and, all of that. But I feel like we're almost seeing Nick Khan and Triple H, partner up and realizing, because if Nick Khan ran the quote unquote business side of the marketing, the, branding, all of that, sure, fine. That would work out well. It's honestly halfway worked out now because, they kind of took NXT completely apart and put it back together, and it still kind of worked. But as far as like the head of the company as the head pro wrestling guy, I would like to see Hunter in that position, because imagine we saw what he did with NXT. Imagine what he could do with the main roster.
Whew. Man, WWE will literally probably. I think if Triple H was to take over, well, let me ask you this: do you think it's too late for WWE to actually try to take out AEW?
Too late? No. Like I've said before, unfortunately, this whole war of wrestling, unfortunately, kind of seems like each company's trying to lose it, and neither one, can capitalize on the other. Right. WWE's had plenty of slip-ups, and then shortly thereafter, AEW has similar, if not the same, slip-ups. They're both kind of snake bit right now. Like Cody's out injured for WWE, CM Punk's injured for AEW.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. It's the injuries. It kind of feel like that we're getting a lot of bull crap, because it's like Kenny has been out for a long time. Then all of a sudden, Cody has a pec injury. And I forget, I don't know if Cody went out before CM Punk, but it's like
it was right around the same time.
Yeah, and it's like now we just got a whole bunch of random crap going on. But
that's just how sometimes stuff gets. Sometimes you just get kind of snake bit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, let's not forget once again, like I've been saying this, I strongly feel like that their whole wrestling world has a straight up Illuminati that they have to follow.
No,
it makes no sense to me. Everybody's
explain your Illuminati theory, because to me it's one of those of, that's the thing with professional wrestling, is it has to work within that lines of keeping kayfabe of, it has to still try and hide that illusion, but we're in the modern social media age to where everybody knows everything about anybody at any time.
Yeah, the whole wrestling Illuminati thing is pretty much what you just said. That kayfabe, that main word, that's what it is. If AEW is doing real professional wrestling, then what's up with kayfabe? If one main company, if AEW stops doing the kayfabe wrestling, that's going to look bad for WWE, TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and all the other little small companies as well. Just because AEW is no longer a wrestling company, that is I can't even label them as professional wrestling. They have to be labeled as something totally different at that point.
They'd have to be sports entertainment like WWE.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. To me, well, it's very much it's a tightrope that every professional wrestling company walks, and some can just manage to, I guess, walk it better than others. Because AEW has absolutely had plenty of slip-ups. Granted, they're also 3 years into the game. WWE is 60 plus years into the game and still has the same slip-ups. So it's one of those of, is that just a pro wrestling slip-up that just always happens, or is this just they still can't figure it out 60 years later?
Gotcha. Ricky says, no way, not too late for WWE to take out AEW. You would think that it's too late for but AEW hasn't really improved in the past year. AEW, you see them maybe getting 1 or 2 shows that can't get up to 1 million.
Hasn't improved.
I will no,
hasn't improved.
He's not lying though, because if you actually go look at the stats or the actual numbers, the demographics, that's what I think this is about, demographic wars versus actually viewership war. AEW is more worried about getting that. I think I want to say 18 to 49 demographic, I think so, or something around that.
The demo god, Chris Jericho.
They want that. But to Ricky's point, AEW can barely hit 1 million. They, like he said, they get 1 or 2 shows up to 1 million almost every other month. But they never have been constant where they're getting 1 million this show, another million this show, another million that show. WWE is the only company that's able to get 1 million, 2 million, 3 million at the max. I won't see no 4 million from WWE in a long time. So,
well, let's see. You, like I said before, you have a 60-year established company versus a 3-year startup company. This is Amazon versus Etsy of who's going to actually do it, who's going to get more clicks. It's obviously going to be the one that's a bit more established. But also,
you would think that since they have all them big stars, they would get the most clicks, right? Or do you think the whole WWE?
Well, that's coming down to a whole debate on the roster, which you could do. That's a whole different sidebar. But you also then tell me one person you know that has a Nielsen rating box.
A what?
Exactly.
What the hell is that? What is that?
It's the box that controls the rate, that tells ratings. That tells you how many people are watching a certain show at a certain time. We moved into the modern era to where I'm sure 500,000 people are watching, this video or a part of this video, or have watched some form of wrestling just on their freaking phone.
Gotcha. Okay.
They don't track the ratings on that at all.
I got you. But see, I think that's where we have to go back and say, yeah, we're not talking about post show. We're talking about real time viewership. And I think that's what people are looking for. Like on this channel right here, we even say as soon as we get off here, we're going to talk about KJ. Okay, KJ, what was the real time viewer, right? And the real time viewers, that's what's locked in for me. AEW real time viewers
versus 6-0.
But you have to think about it once again. WWE doesn't have any top tier talent such as
Roman Reigns.
Wow, Roman Reigns. So you telling me Roman Reigns? No, let me ask you this, and this is gonna fuck you up. So you telling me Roman Reigns is better than all the New Japan Pro Wrestling guys and all the guys on AEW?
I think he is absolutely, if not 1A. He is. There is, to me, there is a top 5 that is interchangeable.
So
you want me to name them?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Will Ospreay.
Okay.
Jay White.
Okay.
Kenny Omega.
Okay.
MJF.
Okay.
Roman Reigns.
So why hasn't them 4 guys been able to bring AEW roster up to 1 million or even more than 1 million constantly? Because just them names alone.
Because let's see. Jay White doesn't wrestle in AEW.
But he's been there a lot, right?
Right, but still, those are people that are establishing themselves as household names. All they have to do with Roman Reigns is to say The Rock, and you're instantly paying attention.
But see, what I'm getting to is this: if WWE doesn't have a solid, and I'm sorry, you guys, we're not on topic at all. We're just talking about
this is just us. Welcome to us.
We ain't even tripping off these little topics right now. This is what we do. We gonna talk about it. And we gonna
make it do what it do, baby.
We gonna do what it do. So if AEW is taking this route where they're constantly signing these big name talents, what is the future for AEW? What is going to be that actual moving stone for them to actually say, okay, we're going to be able to get 1 million viewers each and every show? They got CM Punk. They did 1 million viewers for the First Dance. After that, they did not hit 1 million at all for a while. But you would think with Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and John Moxley being on one show, Just some 3 names alone will
But
give
how many
that
people
show.
know those 3 outside of professional wrestling fans? How many people know John Cena that aren't professional wrestling fans?
But
How
where
many
did
people
John
know
Cena
Brock
got his,
Lesnar that aren't professional wrestling
but where
fans?
did they get those? They got them from professional wrestling. They got John Cena and Brock from professional wrestling. Is that
Right,
what you're
and they
going
had
to?
60 plus years to work on it. AEW's had 3.
Well, they didn't
It
have
was
60
going to a
plus
little bit
years.
take the stars to align. Of think about it this way: of that they've just started. This is a rookie right now. This is Zach Wilson competing with Tom Brady.
But this is what I'm getting to. And trust me, I understand exactly where you're coming from now.
Oh, I get it. I love the back and forth.
But you can have a 60-year name, a 60-year-old company all you want to. If that 60-year-old company fucks up more than 3 times, but then you have this other product that can do it way much better, and they haven't fucked up at all, which company are you going to lean towards?
But I didn't say at all that AEW hasn't fucked up. They've absolutely
no. I'm just using this for my example.
Right. Still,
yeah, for my example.
This is if you had, like, think about it of, say, if you had Comedy Central versus Disney Channel. Disney Channel can fuck up 4 or 5 times. Comedy Central fucks up 1 time.
But okay, this topic is very hard because I'm right. Yeah. Okay, to a point, you are absolutely correct because you're bringing up the company's history, but I'm bringing up names. These so-called big names.
Right, but I'm saying that those names are only big to pro wrestling fans. They still need to expand.
Chris Jericho? You think Chris Jericho is only good?
Which is more popular to casual fans right now? Chris Jericho or Brock Lesnar? Chris Jericho or John Cena? Chris Jericho or Roman Reigns? Chris Jericho or The Rock?
The Rock isn't even a wrestler no more. That motherfucker retired.
Bullshit. He's about to be on WrestleMania this year.
Okay. All right.
He's a rapper. He's a producer. He's everything.
Okay. Like Ricky says, as much as I hate to agree with Nick, the casual viewer has no idea who these New Japan guys are. But Ricky, you got Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose, aka John Moxley, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan. You telling me those names, because all of them people have been in the WWE, and they're so big of a name that they can't even help their company they are at right now reach a higher viewership.
No, they've helped them get them to where they are. They just need that moment, that big crossover thing, that thing that really draws in the attention. They need a stretch to where things go right for for a year, because WWE had the entire Attitude Era to where people look at that very much with rose-tinted glasses of there was a lot of bullshit, but there was some really good stuff that came out of that. WWE has nothing anywhere close to that. They haven't even existed as long as the Attitude Era existed. So they need a period to where they have stuff, just everything just kind of keeps falling in their favor. And unfortunately, lately, everything's kind of gone the opposite way. CM Punk just won the championship. Oh, well, now he's injured. Right. So the whole MJF things right now about the best thing that they have going for them. But that's the thing, is you have to slow play that. You can't rush that. If you rush that, you go to WCW, Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo territory.
Man, this is a topic that can go on and on and on.
Oh, we got time.
On.
We got time. We can keep going.
My whole point is, I just need one person to get in this damn chat and say, CJ, you are correct. Nah. But you know what? I'll go ahead and give that to you, because like you said, it is like Walt Disney versus fucking Comedy Central and shit. We all know Disney. Everybody, kids is going to go to fucking Disney before they go to fucking Comedy Central. That's 100% understandable. I was just saying, like, okay, if Donald fucking Trump goes to fucking AEW, and then we have Joe Biden on fucking WWE Monday Night Raw, what show are you fucking planning on watching?
Neither.
You gonna go for the motherfucker that everybody wants to be the president? Or you gonna go for the motherfucker that nobody really wants to be the president at this point?
I ain't getting into that whole topic.
That's it's fucking weird, man. But we'll go ahead and move on, man. Let's go ahead and read some of these comments right here. Ricky hit us with another one. Said the casual viewer knows who Roman is, but they don't know the New Japan guy. Okay, I can.
Okay. Well, that's the thing is here. You watch more WWE than anything. You're a younger wrestling fan compared to me. You even said yourself you're a bit more of a sports entertainment-y WWE guy.
Yeah.
What did you feel about Kazuchika Okada debuting on AEW Dynamite?
I don't know who the hell that is.
Exactly.
I'm learning all this crap because I'm here. But see,
right.
But once again, I'm not referring to these New Japan guys. I'm talking about the AEW roster itself. That's who New Japan has nothing to do with AEW when it comes down to their viewership.
A lot of the AEW roster is very much tied to New Japan. Like they're on that same type of level. Like all of your 5-star matches that everybody knows Kenny Omega from are with Kazuchika Okada.
So would you agree to this then? To saying the AEW is still a what is the name for the
You're
smaller
call it
companies?
A super indie, aren't you?
A who?
A super indie.
Yes, that is exactly what I was looking for. Indie. Would you consider AEW being an indie show still? Well, not even still, but
I will give you that because I until they can consistently do a couple long-term storytelling, like a couple long-term stories, then yes, I would say that.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out some more of these comments right quickly. We're gonna go ahead and move over to our next topic for sure. So Ricky says no, Nick, WCW has been kicking WWF's ass for the 3 years of Nitro. Right, I wish I was alive. I wish I was alive during that time.
Oh, it was insane. It was very much okay. Well, because Nitro would go on an hour before Raw. Like that's why I still at times fuck up and miss like the first hour of Raw because it used to go from 9 to 11. Because I would record this on VHS because then you would have Nitro.
The hell is
that? Yeah, exactly. But Nitro would go from at first 8 to 10, and then they became the first show to go 3 hours and go 8 to 11. But if you really want to go into the whole history of how WCW failed in the Monday Night War, then I suggest you look into The Death of WCW by Brian Alvarez. But that's the thing is WCW was already an established brand. They had already been running in the South for quite a while.
Gotcha. Okay.
Very much, even with Jim Crockett Promotions and everything. So it wasn't like they just literally came out of the blue and then here's WCW and here's Nitro. That the best comparison you could make to AEW right now, starting up and trying to challenge WWE, I would say, unfortunately, is TNA/Impact Wrestling.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna comment on none of that because I have no idea. Riley says,
old heads out there.
Well, Riley, why do I get a hi and Nick get a what's up? Well, what's up with that?
What up?
What's going on, man? I hope you're doing good.
What's up?
Right. Quick question for you guys before I talk about this one. Does anybody here want us to turn on Impact Wrestling and give you guys a dual coverage of both?
You're gonna have to give me a link there.
I can do that for you for sure. But if you guys want us to do that, please drop a comment down and we'll find a quick stream for Impact and we can talk about the podcast and also
if not in
Impact
a minute,
Wrestling.
I think MLW is on YouTube as well.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Well, there you go. Let's do MLW or something like that. Whatever, man. Ricky says Ambrose couldn't even draw as a champion in the WWE. I can agree with that. I felt like it was a forced run for him because all the guys in the Shield has already been champion. But I'm not going to lie. I think it was in 2014. I could definitely be wrong when he came back and he won the belts. Did he face? Was it Triple H that he faced, or was it Seth Rollins?
Shit.
I totally forgot.
It could literally be either one. It's like the X-Men franchise of which timeline are we talking about here?
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah.
What is he? A 1 or 2-time champ?
2-time, I believe.
2-time.
But the thing is with Ambrose is that he very much hated the whole WWE creative process.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
the
blame
thing.
him.
Right, but that's the thing is that you have some people that hate it and they can turn chicken shit into chicken salad.
Yeah.
And then you have other people that hate it and it shows the second they pick up a microphone. An example with the match between Ambrose and Brock Lesnar for the championship is a prime example of
That was
Dean Ambrose just kind of or the podcast that he did with Dean Ambrose and Stone Cold Steve Austin is very much just when Dean's doing Dean and it doesn't fit within the WWE kind of style or way of doing things.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm looking up on Dean Ambrose on Wikipedia right quick. So if I'm right, then he won in 2016 at Money in the Bank. That's one time. So yeah, he beats whoever was the champion back in 2016. This probably was Roman. Honestly, probably so. But yeah, so Ricky also said, look at the pay-per-view buy rates when Dean Ambrose was champion. That's one thing I do not look
anymore. You have them not work.
That's what I was going to say. I don't nobody looks at buy rates on WWE side. Now AEW side, that's a whole different story. Yeah. I'm not buying that one AEW pay-per-view until they get their own fucking network. I'm gonna be real. So
so what do you think about the whole idea of, especially now that Tony owns Ring of Honor and he has a lot of the film archive on a lot of guys in WWE even right now, like Seth Rollins, like example Samoa Joe that he just brought over, CM Punk. If they had their own network, he could still have all of the old Ring of Honor tapes and still put out the AEW pay-per-views. Yeah, and all the AEW content. I've been waiting for them to do a network. It makes too much sense.
Yeah, but I think that you have to go back into our earlier topic, the 60-year company versus 3-year, because it's like, why would they sell themselves short? You know, that's what I think it may be like, because, you know, like, okay, I can pay $10 a month for Peacock or $4.99. That's how much I pay for it. So it's like, okay, if we do that, then we're going to be missing out another $50 a month from each, from everybody that buys it.
Right. But so hear me out. Say if you did like WWE Network to where you paid $9.99 a month and you get a bunch of like the old ROH catalog and you get like past AEW stuff, whatever they want to put on there for AEW stuff. Okay. But it still requires you to purchase the pay-per-views.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. But then again, let's look at this. Why not just get a partnership with Bleacher Report?
Because Bleacher Report is ass, okay? I had it out with these people for double or nothing. These people charged me twice. Thankfully, I got a refund. But I was also, from what I heard, not the only one that had issues with A, getting the stream to work, B, potential double charges, all of that. It's Bleacher Report is literally the AEW pay-per-views are the only reason I have Bleacher Report on my phone.
Yeah. I got the app on my phone. I get notifications every damn day from sports, and I'll just be like, here go one right here, the live NBA draft show. Just
right. I have that in the background, but that's the thing is I'll get that, and then I also have ESPN, so I get it twice.
Oh, hell no. That's crazy. I'm just going to skip through a couple of these these comments right here. Nothing is pretty much pertaining to anything anymore. Ricky says WCW was what JCP was. What the hell is JCP?
Are you talking about Juggalo Championship Wrestling? But that's the closest I could get. Well, you were a letter off still, but
right. Okay. Let's skip that one then. Yeah. Rowley says he thought this was an Impact live stream. Okay, it's a wrestling talk show. Thoughts on how many injuries there is? Okay. Rowley, we did talk about the injuries already. There's too many injuries in the wrestling field as well. It's too much going on. I don't know what the hell going on. I don't know what the hell going on.
It's one of those. Well, and then even then you get the fake articles and all of that. Like I think with him talking about Kyle O'Reilly of how we saw Kyle O'Reilly bruised a testicle during Sting's run-in.
Yeah,
seriously,
that shit was dumb. But do you think that was a shot at WWE though for their fake ass interests that they have?
Right, but that, yeah. Man. Okay, so what were your initial thoughts when you heard that Rhea Ripley had a brain injury?
I didn't hear about that injury until I actually knew what her real injury was. So it still shocked me. I was like, oh, you can have a brain injury by fucking up your mouth. And then I thought, I'm like, oh shit. It was the picture that I seen was a graphic of her teeth. It was like a piece of metal on her teeth. And I forgot. I said, oh shit, your teeth have nerves in them, which is connected to your brain. So it makes perfect sense now. And I was like, okay. I was like, what the fuck going on? But yeah.
Well, my big thing that I thought was it's got to be a concussion. I mean, this woman basically V-triggered herself after taking a DDT. Because when I initially watched it and everything, I thought, okay, maybe she just kind of slid in the turnbuckle and or slid in the rope and the rope caught her face or whatever. Well, when they slowed it down and you saw that it was her knee that hit her right in the jaw. I mean,
yes.
Think about it. You watch any sort of boxing, MMA, you take a shot to the jaw. That's the night button. So it very much could be a concussion. I mean, the fact that she didn't specify and she was still able to finish out the match and everything leads me to think that it's a concussion. But I'm glad that they're actually taking that seriously, if it is that.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I do have a little bit of news right quick for you guys. I'm not for sure if anybody knows the Lady Frost on Impact Wrestling, but she has just requested her release from Impact Wrestling.
Oh wow!
June the 23rd, 4:35 p.m. It is on Twitter right now. My source is PWI Insider. That's pretty much where I go just to go get random shit from. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, and then we'll catch up on some more of the comments. Brock Lesnar. Again.
You start. You're the WWE guy here. You start. You defend this bullshit.
So when at WrestleMania, I sent you guys a message and I said Brock isn't going to be back until SummerSlam because they already had their whole entire list planned out. Riddle, Orton, Brock. Now we getting Brock this at SummerSlam, but people are already upset about it. But it's like we've already known we was going to get Brock back.
You thought I didn't read any sort of reports or hear anything that Brock was supposed to be coming back, especially to face Roman again.
Oh, it's common sense at that point. Who else is on the star power who else is on the star power of Roman Reigns that can actually that can bring that can bring in viewership, I would say.
But you could argue that Riddle and Drew aren't, and barely Randy Orton is. So,
Randy Orton is up there though. But Randy Orton is up there though. Randy Orton is up there, not Riddle.
So that's 3 people on that list versus a potential 5 to 6.
But see, we can't do Randy because he's injured.
Right, but
Cody's injured.
I think this is a last ditch Hail Mary. Desperation. Oh shit, we don't have anything else to do. We fucked up. We booked ourselves into a corner. So here we go. This is literally then, now, forever. Brock and Roman will always be together.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I knew it was already coming. That's why when the biggest hint for me was SmackDown was in his hometown. And I was like, oh shit. Roman is here tonight also. Fuck, I'm like, oh God, Brock is coming back tonight. I would have liked him to come back later, but come on now. You're in my hometown, bro. I'm here cutting fucking cows and shit. So why not let me, do what I gotta do? So I mean, right. Now let me ask you this, and everybody else, throw some comments up for me as well. What the hell? Is Brock Lesnar starting to feel like Goldberg?
Absolutely.
Wow. That's crazy. So when Brock comes back, you get the same feeling that you get for when Goldberg comes back now. Because I don't.
Not the same, but it's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, I can go with that. Because I'm just like, go ahead. Because
it's one of those to me, what excites me about this is it's going to be a last man standing match.
Yeah,
and these two big bastards are going to smash the ever-loving bejesus out of each other, hopefully. Or we're going to get F5, 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 just Brock spamming the finisher button. Right. Yeah.
Do you see Paul Heyman screwing over somebody in this match, though?
What's that?
Do you think that Paul Heyman will screw one of them over?
No, like I said, I think Brock is very much a stopgap right now. Brock,
Okay.
but that's the thing is, this could go back to the whole creative thing, the whole roster thing. Is Brock is a early to late 2000s star.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't still be relying on someone like that to carry a pay-per-view. You should have been able to build up superstars that could challenge Roman Reigns, superstars that could actually be credible. I mean, even we have Cena coming back, and we all believe that it's going to be Austin Theory versus John Cena. And even most of us feel like kind of, yeah, like nothing outside of really honestly Roman and I guess now Brock and Cena feel credible in the WWE. Feel like they're actually something. I'm going to miss something if I don't tune in and watch this.
Okay. Yeah. So if it isn't Brock, and then if we can't have Orton nor Riddle, who could it have been?
What it should have been is once they realized, granted, I guess they kind of booked themselves halfway into a corner with it because they found out about Randy so late, but he works for you guys. Figure this shit out. Is if rather than having Roman versus Riddle on SmackDown, I understand that the networks played a hand in that. But if you had Roman versus Riddle at SummerSlam and you had it to where if Riddle loses and did the whole stipulation, the whole if he loses, he can't challenge while Roman's champion, all of that. I feel like you would have gotten people feeling a bit more of, hey, maybe Randy might show up and, cost Roman this match, or, maybe we're setting up to a Randy versus Roman thing. Or at the very least, you could have given that storyline more room to breathe. I know, granted, unfortunately, Riddle can only come out and do the Randy, my buddy Randy promos, but you could have had Paul more on the mic. You could have built to it more. I mean, this guy's a former UFC fighter. You could have made him look a little bit more like a badass, a little bit more like you did with Brock Lesnar. Then just kind of feeding them and then all right, move on.
Yeah. I don't know how like I said, I personally already knew that Brock was going to be coming back since WrestleMania. So I'm really not surprised about it. Am I happy about the match? No, because I would have liked to see Brock and Bobby for that black belt instead of saying Brock for the both belts, because it's like, okay, you bring Brock back, he lost to Roman about 3 times, I guess now, or something like that. You bring him back at SummerSlam, he loses again. Well, we know he has to lose at this time. It's okay. He can either lose and be written off TV again, or either he can win and then have Roman versus Brock at the August pay-per-view. Roman will have to win that again and then face Drew at Clash of Champions. Or do you see Brock winning it and then Brock versus Drew at Clash of Champions instead? I mean, Clash of the Castle, my bad.
No, if this was for, like you said, the WWE Championship versus both titles, I could maybe see Brock losing. And, then he kind of just runs Raw while Roman runs SmackDown. And then maybe we get something at the Rumble or Survivor Series. But since it's for both titles, I think this is going to be another Roman finally ends this feud with Brock, and then we move on to supposedly the rumor is that now Drew's going to win Money in the Bank and announce his cash in for Clash of the Castle. I think that's a bit stupid and predictable. I don't know about you.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't see what's the point of you average. They advertise like, okay, off topic. The whole Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens shit was the dumbest promotion I've ever fucking witnessed. How do you say?
Really?
Yes, because they said, "Oh, Stone is going to be on the Kevin Owens show." In his fucking promo that he cut, that we've seen 3,000 times, he said, "I'm about to open a can of whoop ass on Kevin Owens." Doesn't that mean he's promoting a goddamn fight? So why not just announce Kevin Owens versus Stone Cold Steve Austin WrestleMania main event?
Now, did you watch WrestleMania 34?
No, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I did.
Then this is very similar if not actually slightly better, I feel, than what we got with John Cena versus The Undertaker, to where it was a lot of John Cena would come out and cut promos towards the crowd and say, Undertaker doesn't give a shit about you people. That's why he won't come out here and everything else, to where we had John Cena in the crowd drinking a beer, you know, nursing a beer, by the way. That man took all of 3 sips in about 2 hours of that beer. And then took away from the Asuka Charlotte match, to where when Asuka lost her streak, to run backstage because the Undertaker was here. And then the Undertaker came out, pretty much hit 3 moves, a tombstone, 1, 2, 3,
and the fake ass big boot.
Right. The big boot that he could have been in fucking New York and hit him in California.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. All right, I got another update that I'm just seeing right now from AEW. Ishii, that's how you pronounce it. He is not fighting at Forbidden Door. He is injured as well.
Really? I was just about to say he was going to be the 4th member.
He is injured. Yeah, AEW released that at 6 p.m. today. So therefore, Clark Connors will be taking his spot.
So we know that no one from New Japan was booked to win this match.
Yep. Well, Clark Connors, he is in New Japan.
Right. But and that's the
he's
thing.
A new guy too.
Ishii, no offense to Clark Connors.
I don't know.
I know I haven't honestly heard of your name before right now, but Ishii, Stone Pitbull up here. Clark Connors, never heard of you besides right now.
Right.
Right. So that to me tells me that unless they were going to do like a even for even swap, no one from New Japan was winning this match.
So why wouldn't they do 2 New Japan guys versus 2 AEW guys then?
Because it's an AEW title.
It's kind of stupid. It's like, why? I don't get it. I don't understand. It's kind of dumb. If it was
just a triple threat, you wouldn't be excited for Miro versus Pac versus Malachi Black?
Miro doesn't fit in that group because Pac and Malachi, they're good as fuck. Like,
oh, you don't like Miro?
No. I like Miro, but not for this match card. I think that Miro should have. See, when I look at Miro like Brock Lesnar. But then when I look at Pac and Malachi,
a special attraction.
No. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. When I look at Miro, I look at him as his wrestling style is like Brock Lesnar's, because he's a bigger and buffer guy. He can't move in the ring like Pac and Malachi can. When I think about Pac and Malachi, I think of them as the Tommaso Ciampa and Adam Cole Sega.
Right.
That's how I'm looking at that.
That's what makes it interesting. That's what makes it great. I mean, look at some of Brock Lesnar's better matches recently. They were with smaller guys that he could throw around, that could, work from underneath. I think this is a good stylistic match because you have Malachi Black, who's very much a striker. You have Pac, who's a bit more of a cruiserweight, bit more of a high flyer, springboardy, all of that. And then you have Miro, who, like you said, is your bruiser.
Right, I need to start saying it like that. I'm like bruiser, cruiserweight, fighter, striker. Let's get into some of these comments. We got tons and tons of comments, and they're just having their own little conversation in there. That's love
fine. It. We're having our own conversation. They're having their own conversation.
Right. Reality Creator said something about Brian Cage, because I think Ricky brought up something about Brian. Oh yeah, somebody brought up and said, Rally said this. Says, where the hell is Brian Cage? He signed a new deal, but hasn't been on AEW.
So his wife would shut the fuck up on Twitter.
Right. How much is his deal worth? That's a real question at this point.
It's enough to sit his ass the fuck on the sideline.
Right. Reality
that's somebody that reminds me of Brock Lesnar. He's somebody that he's the Wolverine. He looks like a freak of nature, whether it be natural or not. But he very much looks like somebody that should go out there and just throw people around for 3 minutes and then win. He shouldn't be trying to still wrestle like a luchador, like AAA.
So do you think that him and Wardlow should be swapped? Should Brian Cage be in Wardlow's position instead?
No, because I think so. You mentioned about comparing Brock to Goldberg and about how he comes back. If
Yeah.
we're gonna do Brock and Goldberg in AEW, then you have Brian Cage as Brock, of just this freak super monster that should just throw people around and then smash them and leave. Wardlow is the guy that should just look like he's gonna dominate you. You know, I mean, even like the whole lashings thing to where he was no selling all of them. You believe it. If that was Brian Cage, you'd be like, you bullshit.
I got you on that one. So let me ask you this then. MJF, he comes back, he gets a new bodyguard. Is Brian Cage going to be the new bodyguard for MJF instead?
And they can make it work.
I would say that they should make that work. I think that'll be cool. They'll give him something to do, and then they'll also give another thing. What the fuck is what? Okay, I'm looking at new shit. All right, let me go ahead and move down the comments.
Well, and that's the thing is Brian Cage, no offense to him, but he needs someone who can talk because he can't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Ricky says Drew is even Riddle and what? It's even Riddle and look what do you do defeating him to that giant Megazord. All right.
English, please, sir.
Right. My bad, reality credit. I promise you. I've seen you commenting, but I didn't see this comment. If I would have seen it, I promise you I would have put it up. But my bad. I seen the no mirror.
That's your source. Ishii. That's your source.
Right. You're my source at this point because it's 7:09. I reported that like a couple of seconds ago or whatever. So yeah, this is pretty much going over what I was saying. He said Roman is just bad as Goldberg.
No, not at all.
Nah, not yet. Not
yet.
Yet.
What do you feel about that?
I ain't talking about that's bullshit. He's nowhere near over there. AJ Styles, Balor, and even Priest. Oh, you're talking about the guys who could have faced Roman. Okay.
I would have liked to see AJ Styles versus Roman. What do you think about that one?
Squash match.
Really? I think he could have, especially with AJ being a face now, and he did the whole thing with Omos. I would like to see AJ get a couple more good matches under his belt. Like, he doesn't need to win, but I feel like a lot of the matches that he's had recently, he's placeholding now. He's not trying to steal the show. He's not trying to be the phenomenal one. He's collecting a paycheck.
Because he can't be the phenomenal one if there's nobody phenomenal on the show. Roman Reigns and AJ Styles, that is a match I will say I would skip. And the reason why is because since I'm a pro WWE guy and that's all I watch pretty much, I will say this: Roman versus AJ Styles is a bad matchup just because bruiser versus a goddamn striker. It doesn't flow to me at all. AJ Styles can go in the ring. As soon as you go for
see a phenomenal forearm get countered into a spear. 1, 2, 3.
I'm not saying I wouldn't.
Exactly. I just sold you on the whole damn match in one move.
But that's the whole thing. I don't want to see AJ Styles get dominated because he's going to be that shit. Okay.
But Roman can sell. You could get the back and forth. We saw Roman's matches with Jey Uso, Roman's matches with Kevin Owens. Like
if the match between
his match with Brock.
If the match between AJ is better with AJ and Roman was better than AJ and Brock, then I can do it.
It probably would be.
I'll do
Roman can actually move.
Yeah, I'll do that. Reality Credit also says Claudio is all elite. I pronounce that shit.
So who do you think is going to come back and face Zack Sabre Jr.?
I'm gonna say Johnny Gargano.
That's the one that I feel like people are kind of passing by on. I do think there's very much a good chance that it's going to be Cesaro, especially since that person's supposed to be the new member of the Blackpool Combat Club. But I could very much see Johnny Gargano fitting in that role just the same.
Right. But my thing is, does Cesaro and Danny Bryan have any history? Like back in the day history? Or were they at Ring of Honor together or anything like that? Or it's same with Johnny Gargano. Do any of those guys have any history?
Not as much, but who does have history and what would be interesting to see is Eddie Kingston and Cesaro on the same team, because they have very much some history and do not like each other all the way back from Chicago.
There you go. Then that's who the guy is. It's gonna be Claudio. It makes perfect sense. You guys have always been saying Claudio is gonna be the next member of the BCC. why not bring him in? Johnny Gargano doesn't fit in that group because he isn't.
I think they could make him fit. I think Cesaro is a more natural fit.
Yeah. I got you on that one for sure. Riley says Cena back to Raw, wondering what he will be doing in the God damn. Cena's back on Raw Monday. He wants to know what will he be doing against Theory in the storyline. We all know he'll fight Theory at SummerSlam, and Cena will lose, basically passing the torch to old guy. Evan,
now,
welcome
what would you think if they have Cena win?
So I don't know if okay, let me say this. If we have that match, Bobby Lashley has to win that Money in the Bank. And he would have to take away the United States Championship, right?
You think you cash in the Money in the Bank on the U.S. Championship?
Hell no.
And that's I thought what you were just saying.
Well, okay. Well, and then think about this then. Bobby Lashley wins. Theory gets in a qualifier match to be in the Money in the Bank. Theory wins the damn Money in the Bank. He cashes in on Bobby Lashley and wins. Then we get Theory versus Cena at SummerSlam. You really think that they'll waste that opportunity on that shit?
Oh no, I just want to, sometimes you just want to see the world burn.
Yeah, that's true. Moving on to the next comment right quick. Evan Raftery. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for all these comments, you guys. I'm trying my best to catch up. It's a lot. So we got a lot of Shazam to talk about.
I gotta talk about it.
We ain't even done halfway through the list. We on 2. Mickey James just tweeted this. Has everyone in the business literally given up, even remotely trying to protect the business? It's annoying. The fans can only be as committed as we are. He said, continue. Imagine selling in the ring as much as you sell online instead of the constant ego reach for that mediocre pop. Evan, let me ask you this. Who do you think that she's referring to?
I have no idea. I was just about to say, isn't this the woman who was thrown in front of a train by James Storm in Impact? So this is a ghost tweeting this, people. If we're keeping kayfabe, this is a ghost, and someone needs to call Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray.
Oh, okay. Fuck it.
Hey, she wants to keep kayfabe. Goddamn it, I'm a
right. Kayfabe. There you go. I'm gonna skip a couple of these comments right here. Riley says Mirror great. I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna skip this one.
Just fuck you.
What? Oh, okay, here we go. Who the hell is Chris Hero?
Oh, Cassius Ohno, NXT. He was supposed to be Roman in the Shield.
Oh, what?
Yes, initially the Shield was supposed to be John Moxley, Tyler Black, and Chris Hero. So Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Cassius Ohno.
You said Tyler Black. I'm thinking he's talking about Malachi Black. Because isn't his real name like Tyler or some shit like that?
I'm not positive on that one. But yeah, initially the Shield was supposed to be Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Cassius Ohno.
Oh, his name is Tom. Tom. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm happy that
Tom Yan.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. All right. And then let's see. Rowley says, have you seen the new car for Authors of Pain promotion? They got Moose from Impact on their show. Moose is ugly as hell. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't trust any. Okay, but I was gonna say I don't trust anything from Authors of Pain after their whole show got shut down not too long ago. It got canceled before it even started. That whole where we're gonna have Nia Jax versus Lana. We're gonna have Braun Strowman versus Alistair Overeem. All of that.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Ricky says Cena versus Theory. Cena wins at SummerSlam and Theory wins it back at Raw with the help of Big Cass. What?
That would be some WWE shit to do.
But why Big Cass? I don't even know what.
He's a free agent, and WWE has been interested in him ever since he showed up in the whole MJF Wardlow thing.
What? Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I don't know.
Why? Explain yourself.
Nah, I don't even, man. Well, it's okay. You bring him into WWE, then we're gonna release you in a couple of weeks because we have nothing else for you to do. We're gonna bring you in. You can face Veer, and then you can face Omos, and then we're gonna release you. Or do you bring him back as being Edge's younger brother?
Fuck no. I think you bring him back as Big Cass.
That shit is crazy, man.
You bring him back as
that shit.
He was
I don't know.
Austin Theory's bodyguard, like you were just saying, for with MJF and Brian Cage. Absolutely, I think you have Austin Theory have a kind of muscle guy, and he's worked well with the kind of social media hype man and everything. Example, Enzo Amore. So I think very much it could work. And I really like W. Morrissey in Impact and would like, honestly, to see him have more of a singles run. I would like to see him actually, if not have a world championship, at least have a mid-card to an upper mid-card title if one does exist.
Gotcha. Okay. But we have officially hit our first hour here on the Let's Rumble podcast. So we currently got 8 people here watching us. I hope that we have a lot of people more, a lot of more people join in very shortly. So if you guys are here, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you have not already, make sure you like this video. Send this video to some of y'all friends and tell them to come type in with some great feedback.
Be a friend, tell a friend. Yeah, I see all you out there. I'm sure you're not the only person that that likes wrestling shit, that has a phone, that has a computer, that watches YouTube, that just wants to see 2 idiots fucking bicker back and forth about some bullshit. So be a friend, tell a friend. I know you at least got at least a minimum of 3 to 5 friends that watch wrestling.
Facts. You got to have them.
Right. So send them on over this way. This is just a giant, this is your friends coming over and hanging out, on the couch, shooting the shit, just chilling.
So with that being said, you guys, let's go and get straight into the second hour of the Let's Rumble podcast. And we're going to kick this off with starting about the Forbidden Door. Now, this is a topic that I don't understand. I don't see how the Forbidden Door is lacking build.
Okay, so this comes down to, I think, more of that you don't know a lot of the New Japan wrestlers, so you don't know who is exactly a big deal, who isn't. Am I right on that?
From what I've been seeing is that everybody that they've been using from New Japan is the guys that they want. That people are wanting.
Right. But you can bring over, it'd be like if your favorite sports team, they draft the best players, but if they don't put them in the right positions, you're fucked. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't work the same, all of that. Like Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. Get the hell out of here with that match. Like, Will Ospreay deserves an entirely different, 1,000 times different opponent than Orange Cassidy. Let's see. The unification match or the winner takes all match for the tag team championship match. I don't even think they've really mentioned that too much on TV. That really, I mostly have just seen mentioned on social media. And that's a huge match with FTR and United Empire. So and we had the whole package last night to where Danielson came out and we were hoping that it was going to be, I'm going to face so-and-so, or, Forbidden Door. And it was like, guys, I'm going to be out a little bit longer. Sorry, but hey, somebody's going to be here. I don't know who, but it's going to be somebody good.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's fucking substitute teachers showing up.
Yeah, it is weird. Like I said, I don't know how, like me personally, with this card we got, this is going to fucking expose the shit out of me from my earlier conversation. I don't know who the fuck is even on this card. I don't know who the fuck none of these guys are on this card.
Right, but that's what I was saying is I feel like it's more of just you don't know New Japan, so you don't you're trusting AEW to say this guy's a big deal versus like I lost my mind when Okada came out on AEW last night because I know him as pretty much the Michael Jordan of New Japan. Of when it comes to the IWGP Championship, I believe he is a 10-time champion, which is historic for that title, which that title they used to actually book super seriously. And they almost treated, I believe, like the Stanley Cup to where they would put people's names on the championship that had won it. It was that. Damn. It was that literally the lineage was that closed off, was that you had to very much earn being the champion there. That's why they have the New Japan Dojo. It's very much taken like much more like a sport over there than it is here. So seeing guys like Okada, Tanahashi, and even they've kind of managed to almost soil guys like Suzuki. Suzuki's a legend. He's known for being one of the stiffest guys in the business. I mean, if you go back and watch him in Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, those are, if you like brutal knockdown, beat him up, drag him out fights, that's what you want to watch. But here he's teaming with Chris Jericho and is part of a team called Le Sex Gods.
Yeah, that's a whole different story about Chris Jericho and these goddamn names. I don't. I am a wizard. I am the sex god. I am the champion.
We have the sex gods versus the dudes with attitude of Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta. And
all right, man. Chris Jericho basically just brought sports entertainment to AEW. That's all. That shit is what the hell? I'm sorry, I got the MLW stream on.
That's the final. That's the first thing he's actually done in quite a while. That's actually worked to where he's getting booed and supposed to be getting booed.
Yeah, it's crazy. So quick comment about the Forbidden Door. Will Raleigh is going to ask us, are we looking forward to the Forbidden Door and how it's not going to be the best card? The best match of the night person is Tony Storm and
no
Thunder Rosa. Tony Storm, new champ.
I could see that.
I go with Tony. Yeah, I go with Tony.
Now, here's a question. Do you think that this becomes a yearly thing, an annual thing, no. Almost like, say, WWE Survivor Series, to where, say, if you had a team of 5 guys from AEW versus a team of 5 guys from New Japan, and it decided something, whether it was the winning team gets a title match of their choosing, or whichever winning side hosts and decides the matches for next year or something like that, of if this is a one-off pay-per-view or if this is a repeating pay-per-view.
If you guys JR I think said this. He said that this is going to be a once in a lifetime thing. So yeah, I don't see this happening. I don't know if this is gonna happen again. Now I would like to see it happen multiple times, but I guess we would have to say what's gonna happen. You know, we got to figure out what's the first viewership and shit like for the first show.
Now, do you think that mostly AW guys go over, or New Japan guys, or it's kind of split because it is that dual partnership of you have 2 companies that book very differently working together. Of how do you think that that's going to go?
I think that it would be more New Japan guys going over.
Really?
Then yeah, like I know Jay White. I think Jay White will win his belt back. FTR, I think FTR may lose. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a hard thing to. I can't book with them, but I can book with WWE.
All right.
So I might as well hop into the Forbidden Door predictions while we are already talking about it, man. So you can name the card because I have no idea, man. I have no idea.
I have the card actually pulled up right now and everything. So on the pre-show, we have Max Caster and the Gun Club. The Ass Boys, Scissor Me Timbers, facing the New Japan Dojo team.
Okay.
So who do you have for that match?
You said it was the Dojo team versus what
Basically,
was the team?
they claimed in the Ass Boys.
Ass Boys, they're over right now, so I think that they may win.
I think the Dojo team wins just because the Ass Boys. I hate that I'm saying that name. That they can afford to take a loss, and you have a New Japan team win the first match to show that anything could happen, because this is an AEW pay-per-view more than it is a New Japan pay-per-view.
Okay, that does make sense and everything. If you guys are here as well, once again, you guys can't go ahead and turn on the MLW stream. We can go ahead and cover that for a couple minutes. Right now, we got Jacob Fatu and Mads Kruger in a Weapons of Destruction match. This motherfucker just put gasoline all over him like we don't need that shit.
Nah, he's channeling as Eddie Kingston. I mean, imagine how pissed off you have to be at somebody to put gasoline on them right now with the way gas prices cost.
Man, shit crazy.
You gotta hate that son bitch.
Yeah, you really gotta hate him, man. Let me go ahead and look at this right here. Orange Cassidy is a really good wrestler from Raleigh. I'm guessing, Nick, you don't agree. I think he's underrated.
You cannot convince me.
Is it the fact that he's not a good wrestler, or you don't like his gimmick?
I think the gimmick leads into him not being a good wrestler. I despise that gimmick. It is, to me, he is a mascot of, he has done absolutely nothing to get himself over to be in quote unquote the spot that he is. He's just very much tries to play, oh, I'm the cool kid. He's that fucker you saw in every Abercrombie and Fitch commercial, just in a pro wrestling ring, of just, I don't give two flying shits what you do. Just please go away. You are not actually physically competing with anybody. You come up and you tap their shins, with your sunglasses on, and give a thumbs up.
Right.
Cool. Move along, mascot.
So, do you like the Happy Corbin shit?
No.
Okay.
I like depressed. I like depressed, sad Corbin with the mustard stain on his shirt.
You like that? See, that shit was corny as fuck to me. Everything
because
Corbin
to me, it's so funny. Well, ultimately, if I was going to book Corbin,
oh my god,
you have him do. Damn.
Did you see that spot?
Yeah,
Jacob Fatu,
because you mentioned it. But if I was going to book Corbin, you have him do pretty much what he does on Instagram, to where he's all about, steaks and cigars, and he's basically Happy Corbin without the ha ha ha. See, look at these funny jokes.
Yes, yes.
It's without the cheese.
I can agree with that. We need something that's going. I need a topic that's going to spice something up and piss you off. And I got just a topic for you.
Oh, okay.
I got the topic for you, but I'm gonna let you answer. I'm gonna let you read this comment right quick while I figure something out right quick.
All right, bet.
Let's see. Bam.
Rally. Okay, just me looking forward to Storm versus Thunder Rosa then, or Thunder Rosa easily top 3 best women wrestlers in the world. Debatable at best. If we're talking top 3 females right now in the world, honestly, are we talking in ring? Are we talking character? Are we talking momentum? Because there's 3 different avenues that you can go with that. If we're gonna go with people who are gonna cover all 3 bases right now, I think all 3 sit in WWE, and they're Becky, Asuka, and Charlotte.
That's one thing that you guys everybody has no choice but to agree with me on, that WWE has the best women right now. Well, I'm fucking around.
Are they booked the best? Hell no. But
yeah, they're not booked the best. But when it comes down to actually wrestling, yes. As you realize, he didn't say Ronda Rousey, so
no, absolutely, she's not even in like top 50.
Nah, all right, bottom pole. Yeah, but I would easily go to say with and then I'm upset with you, Rally. You picked Storm and Rosa, but Rosa is trash to me. She's boring as hell. Just to me personally, I thought she would have put DMD in there, man. Come on now.
She has the issue. Well, yeah, that's the only one that I was thinking from AEW that could be that I would very much say is top 3 right now in the world. But I feel like Thunder Rosa's championship reign very much suffers from the same problem Hangman Page's does of just the challengers have been kind of bland at best. Of there hasn't been a good feud. There hasn't been anything like her best feud is what she had to win it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it kind of sucks. It's like the road to the belts. It's always the greatest run. I think Ben yesterday mentioned it. I believe. Yeah, Ben said this yesterday. The road to the championship is always good, but when you actually are the champion, that's when it comes stale. That's
right.
And I think it's vice versa for Roman Reigns. I think his run to the belt has been shit. He came back, destroyed the Fiend. Dumbest shit right there. And then his current reign is great.
He works better with the title than chasing it.
Exactly. He works way much better with a title versus chasing the title. Now, we are dropping viewers. So let's bring the heat in.
All right, come on. Bring it.
Who is the top guy in WWE?
Roman Reigns. We already know this.
Why?
He's the only one that actually has crossover potential. Let's see. They just had to bring in one of their biggest past stars to challenge him. They had to move him off of a card because they moved venues because the venue they couldn't sell out the big venue because even then he wasn't initially advertised for the card. At this point, it's to their own fault. He's become the biggest star. Not through any talent, not through any knock on his talent or anything, but they also have no one else really that I feel could compete to knock him off. They haven't built anyone up, so now that whole company has to move the way that he wants it to.
Okay. You already know who I say the top guy is, and
you're fucking wrong.
But okay.
Explain yourself.
Okay, so when I'm talking about top guy, not saying that who's the top guy to us as meaning as a viewership. Who is the top guy in the WWE? Now, yes, Roman Reigns, he is a champion, and WWE is highly in favorable of Roman Reigns. But when you think of a guy, Seth Rollins, who has been on the show 24/7, who has not been out, who has constantly been improving his gimmicks is fucking trash.
How many knee injuries has he had?
I can't even tell you because I've seen Seth Rollins on TV way much more than I've seen Roman Reigns.
Recently.
No, even in the past.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about to where he had the knee injury that almost kept him out of the WrestleMania match between Rollins and Triple H.
You said it what?
The knee injury.
It almost right. Oh.
Or we could talk about how many people that he's injured. He almost retired Sting because of a buckle bomb.
Sting is fucking old.
He injured Finn Balor. Finn Balor had to win and then instantly vacate the Universal Championship because of a buckle bomb.
But it doesn't fucking matter about who the fuck he's injuring. That's because these fuckers that he's been wrestling is fucking sloppy. Finn Balor fucked up.
Because he's not safe in the ring because he still does indie shit.
That's what make him. That's what make him good.
With a knee injury and then proceeds to sit there and do nothing but knee heavy moves.
Hey, you know what? Okay. You know what? That's fucking funny because Seth Rollins, he did injure a lot of motherfuckers. I just thought about it. The knee move, he fucking broke John Cena's nose.
Right. Tell me one person Roman's injured.
Oh shit, the Fiend. He motherfucker retired that motherfucker.
He retired. Creative hurt that motherfucker.
He retired him. He fucking John. By the way, Jacob Fatu just won the match. He took the fucking mask off of Mads Kruger. And he's looking at the mask like a fucking dog. Fucking sick.
That's somebody that WWE should bring in to challenge Roman Reigns. That's the thing is
dream match. The fucking Bullet Club guys. What the fuck are them Samoan names? the guy. He looks he
Gorillas of
looks
Destiny, Tama Tonga, and
Tama Tonga. Fuck, book that shit. Roman Reigns versus Tama Tonga.
No, well, that's the fucking Spider-Man meme. What you do is you do the Gorillas of Destiny versus the Usos, because the Usos' father is Rikishi, the Gorillas of Destiny's father is Haku or Ming.
Hey man, that shit speak nothing but money to me. Damn it, that's nothing but money right there. I need to see.
If you did that and you have Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns, granted, I'm fine with just nothing but Samoans as a promotion.
Right. Okay. Let me stop you right there. Everybody that's listening to this right now, how would you guys feel if you've seen me personally and Nick and maybe a couple other guys do a separate show, not tonight, but in the future, a fantasy booking? How would you guys feel about that? Because Nick has brought that up multiple times, and
I am the booker man.
I'm interested right now. I'm very interested. So how would you guys feel if we actually did that show? We implemented a fantasy booking on this channel.
But so while they think about and comment on that, I actually have a topic that I want to bring up, because I feel a certain type of way about it, but I want to get your feelings on it first.
Shit.
The Christian Cage heel turn in AEW.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, seeming that you brought that up, we do have Who Is Your Daddy?
This ain't Maury. This ain't Jerry Springer. Come on.
You know what? I'm a new Christian fan. A lot of this stuff is.
Do you not know like the TLC or the match with the Hardys and the Dudleys? Oh wow.
I can talk about wrestling from 2015 possibly to today's day. That's how much wrestling knowledge I personally have.
So you may have seen him though when he was in Impact.
Nope. Didn't watch Impact. Nope.
Well, goddamn it then. I guess I'm arguing with myself. But so still, you watched the show last night. Yeah. What do you think about him coming out, him turning heel on Jungle Boy, his promo, all of that?
I liked it. I think that it was very great. I was happy to see Christian being more active in the wrestling, instead of like being like, okay, some motherfucker in the back. It kind of feels like that Christian was like the Paul Heyman of Roman Reigns. Just fucking comes out, holds the belt up, and smiles. I was tired of seeing that from Christian. So when he cut that promo last night, I was like, well, damn, like this is some good shit. Like, I mean, I do kind of sort of just a little bit remember of Christian back in the day, just a tad bit. So that kind of kind of sparked some memories. I'm like, oh shit, this is the old day shit, like this old Christian, ECW style Christian or some shit like that. This is some good shit. So him going heel, I think this is going to be a very great. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm curious to see what's going to happen next, though.
All right, so I'm going to be probably the only person that I think has really come out and kind of actually said this, I guess, I'm not a real, well, I get the whole heel turn, this love and this reaction to the whole promo of, yes, this is what we wanted. I don't get it. I was not a big fan of the promo. It didn't make sense to me. He came out there and said about how he was riding Christian or riding Jungle Boy's coattails, and that he was just coasting by. But the man came out with a shirt that said "Outwork everybody."
Yeah.
So that didn't make sense. Cool. You did the edgy thing of you brought up that his dead dad passed away. That happened 3 years ago. So thank you for catching up with the rest of us, Christian. And it very much it felt very sports entertainment-y. Like when Luchasaurus came out, he mentioned what happened. Remember what happened to Marco? Cool. He shouldn't have been on AEW anyways. He shouldn't have been on TV, especially. the man was an oversized midget and shouldn't have been wrestling in a professional wrestling ring.
Well, damn.
And then, I looked at you like it felt very just too theatrical. It was too, I got more Samoa Joe talking to Wendy Styles, that whole
Wendy
Samoa
Styles.
Joe Styles feud than I did anything else. It was, I do like that we got a little bit more. It's more of, to me, it's all just, this man hasn't done anything in so long. I mean, I was looking it up earlier today. Since his last, I would say, big match was October 23rd, 2021 at Bound for Glory, where he lost the championship to Josh Alexander. You want to take a guess of how many matches he's had since then?
0.
You're close.
Damn. Well, 1?
7, technically.
7, okay. So, wait. Christian, he was recently the Impact champion, right? The world champ, right?
Over a year ago, yes.
That's crazy, yo. It's insane how... I'm happy to say this, that I've been able to see AEW birth. It's fucking insane. It's like, damn, it doesn't feel like it's been over this long, man.
Yeah, no, you're here for the birth of the new professional wrestling.
Yeah. And
so how did you feel though about him going to the whole your dad's dead? Because that's mostly, honestly, when I was trying to go back and watch the promo, that's mostly what I heard about and could find clips of him talking about how well, you wanted me to be your father figure, but your dad's dead. Like, it just felt, to me, it felt very forced. It felt all very, like, to me, everybody seemed to just really gravitate towards this, but I think it's more of just, like I was saying, of that this is just the first thing that we've seen him do in quite a while. He came out with a shirt that said outwork everybody, and the only people that he's outworked were Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. Congratulations. I can name about 5 other geriatrics that outworked them too.
Yeah, the whole Your Daddy situation, I kind of felt like that it was like, okay, we don't have MJF to come over here and blow somebody else out. So let's bring in somebody else that may be able to cut like a similar type style promo towards, like that. The whole Your Daddy thing as well. I don't think that it should have been said. I don't know. I don't think it should have been said. Like, it was kind of weird.
It was said to me, like I said, it was said for shock effect. It was one of those of that happened 3 years ago due to complications with a stroke. And newsflash, Christian, you're pretty close to the exact same age Luke Perry was at.
Wow.
You ain't that far off. So when you were saying about, he looked at me like a father figure, yeah, because you're around the same age as his dad was.
It's fucking crazy. Wow, man. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pop off right quick. I gotta go use the bathroom. But if you have another topic that you can enlighten all of these wonderful people here on, if not, I can gratefully bring you one right now.
Yeah, throw me one.
All right, so I'm gonna throw you off the biggest one, and I'm gonna throw you the biggest one off. Triple H.
Oh yes.
I'll be back in exactly 1 minute, probably shorter than that.
But yes, so my whole theory on this is very much, I initially thought it was, I mean, I feel like I'm not the only one, that Nick Khan was very much going through like Thanos, the Mortal Kombat tower mode of knocking off McMahons and knocking off corporate execs in WWE one at a time. I mean, he started off with Shane because of the whole way he booked himself at the Royal Rumble. Then we had, or actually no, Hunter was first because of his medical issue. And then he also lost the Wednesday Night War. So then was Shane, then seemed to be Steph because she was taking a leave away, which also very weird. She takes a leave right before her father comes under investigation, and then when she comes back, she takes over the CEO position, which was even higher than the position she had before. But also, throughout the whole background of this, of Nick Khan was very much taking over a little bit more of that role, taking over a little bit more of that role. I mean, he was basically taking over Steph's position until they found a replacement. And I had thought when Vince was under investigation and then he ultimately stepped down and Nick Khan was leading the investigation people on Vince McMahon. But when I thought we finally got Vince stepping down, holy shit to that anyways. But I feel like once we got that, I was expecting Nick Khan to just pretty much take over and then we're going to just sell it to Disney. Because I felt like Triple H, especially since he's now retired in the ring, we saw that very touching moment at WrestleMania. There was rumors out there that Steph was taking her time off because Hunter had still some medical issues going on. There was also some slight speculation of he was backstage, he wasn't, this and that. But I feel like, especially with him coming out to the Performance Center, and especially this is being reported not just on, ilikewrestling.com/URL/ OnlyFans. This is coming from Forbes magazine, from the New York Times, shit like that, of him coming out and saying to the Performance Center, I'm back. I feel very much, especially now that his wife is the interim CEO of the company. I mean this with all due respect, but I feel like Steph is not holding that position for very long. I think she is, and it's not going back to Vince. I think Vince is honestly done. I don't see how he comes back from this. He stayed too much in character and hasn't looked like he actually acknowledges or accepts that he did anything wrong in this situation. So I think what we're going to now ultimately see is, like I talked about, I believe, towards the earlier part of the show, of that Nick Khan is going to be in charge of the marketing, the branding, he's going to go out there and sales pitch to everybody. He's the reason that, probably part of the reason that they have the Peacock deal as it is. But I think when it comes to the day in, day out staples of professional wrestling, when it comes to WWE, I think Hunter takes full control of that. We saw what he can do with NXT. We still watch NXT today and still clamor, oh, I wish that we had the black and gold back. Oh, can you believe that they messed so-and-so up? Oh, well, if they had just never left NXT, they wouldn't have been messed up. But now picture that guy's in charge of the main roster. That guy's now in charge of Finn Balor again. But now we've got Finn Balor and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and we can even throw Brock Lesnar in the mix. And he can bring up guys like Ricochet and Mustafa Ali. I think if Hunter he doesn't have to worry about, getting his little WrestleMania match in, or he comes out to be the promo for the authority figure, which even then he could still do. He could do maybe at least on the mic, do the whole Vince McMahon Stone Cold standoff back and forth thing. The man just has such a mind for the business. The man, it's what he does. It's, at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about Triple H, how you feel about Paul Levesque as a character, as a human being, whether you liked him, or you hated the game, at the end of the day, the man has a mind for the business. The man brought you a lot of the guys that you cheer for now and gave them the platform to be on. And it's very much, it's oddly enough, it coincides with Vince McMahon, in that you could say a lot of that same stuff with Vince, but the only thing is that pertains to the 80s and 90s, or even past that. Not quite so much the modern day. I feel like that's Hunter in the modern day. So it might just be, I know there wouldn't be a McMahon technically at the head of WWE, but it would almost carry on that lineage from Vince Sr. to Vince now to Hunter. Sorry, Shane. But I think Triple H is really it made me happy and it made me excited for where WWE could go, because especially with all of this news, with the investigation against Vince, with now Johnny Ace has left the company. So maybe Hunter takes more control over who WWE signs. That's again how we got guys like Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, etc. So if the more Hunter can actually be involved in WWE, I think the better it is for the business, because honestly, I was pretty worried of if Vince isn't at the helm, then it's gonna, like I said, I keep saying it, it's gonna just end up on Disney Plus, to where it's gonna be anybody can play any character. It's gonna be like Whose Line Is It Anyway? To where the points are made up and the stories don't matter. It's not gonna matter about any sort of WWE championship, anything like that. I think Hunter getting back into the fold, even though, yes, I'm sure there's still some people out there that would still like to see him have one or two matches left or have a true retirement match. I think his days are best served now, working backstage and working with creative. He was the one that was initially trying to create a relationship between WWE and Japan. WWE almost at one point bought Noah, one of the other main promotions in Japan, and they'd even talked about working out a deal with New Japan as well. So I think that let's see, comment popping up now.
Ricky said, hold on, let me Ricky, before I answer that question, let me tap on this the whole Triple H situation right there. I kind of sort of heard a little bit, but I was pissing too bad. Nah. That's what happened, man. I was drinking this Long Island iced tea and I was like, well, damn, I'm leaking. But let me see. It's the whole situation is going to be crazy. I hope that when he said he's back, I hope he's back like booking wise. Now, going back to the whole black and gold, do you think that he can do that? I mean, I don't know if
Absolutely. He did that starting with signing everybody.
But do you want to see him? Okay, let me rephrase. Sorry. Triple H is back. We have the colorful NXT. When I say going back to black and gold, I'm talking about changing the whole thing. He's taking that colorful shit away and taking it back to the old NXT. You really think that he has that much power to do that?
If he became CEO of the company, yes, he would.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm just talking about him being NXT. Not the whole CEO of the company.
Yeah, right, but that's the thing, though, is who's going to tell him no right now? His wife?
I mean, how much power do you think Stephanie really holds?
Oh, on one hand, I feel like you could very much have just kind of Vincent that, behind the scenes playing puppet master, but I also feel it might be a little bit of, here, Vince, here's some crayons, go color in the corner while we actually kind of keep this ship moving.
It's a sticky situation. It really is, because I don't think that even though Stephanie's interim, which I personally think that was a stupid decision to make. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like Stephanie.
Would you report?
That's a hard one.
So then you can't say it's a stupid decision. If you
no. But to my extent, let's say for instance, I have my own business, If I was in Vince's shoes and I had to fill somebody else in, and I have these other two partners, I can't put my family in there. And the reason why, well, fuck, the way that I'm looking at it is like this. You are the head of this company. This is your company. You put your daughter in this position. She has no experience to be a chairwoman or a CEO. So therefore, she is pretty much piggybacking off of what Vince and McMahon is telling her to do. That's how I'm looking at this situation.
Right. But so to me, I'm looking at this of, say this was, I know we keep mentioning them, but say this was Disney and Walt Disney had a daughter.
Fuck Disney, damn it.
Fine. I hate this. I was only just saying it because I could think of Walt Disney, and if he had a daughter and then she grew up in, working for Disney, she was, she played Belle and she sat there and waved to the kids, and then she worked her way up and did this, and then worked her way up and did that. And then all of a sudden it comes out, Walt Disney might have had, some mistresses on the side. And his daughter at this point is, about mid-level, management, higher up in the company. Do you think that that someone like that would have handed it off to just suit number 5 that's in the board meeting, or they're going to hand that off to their daughter?
But as interim general manager, you don't have the full capabilities of a true, I'm sorry, not a general manager, but interim CEO or chairwoman or chairman. You don't have the exact same power to do what Vince could have done as the real, true official. So why not appoint?
But this is only interim until the investigation is done. So this could only take, say, a month, maybe 3 at most, depending on the investigation. And then this could honestly end up permanent. Not to mention, if a McMahon was not in charge of WWE, what do you think that would have done to stock prices? What do you think that would have done to just trust in the company? When a McMahon has been in charge since the creation, since it was the WWF.
Okay. I got you. So, okay. That's crazy how it just switched. I was talking about business. Then with my comments, I moved to fans. You took the business. That is so wicked, dog. Wow. Okay. Stephanie McMahon, do you, baby? Do you? That's crazy. Like I just thought about. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, wait a minute, we were on the same page, buddy. Wow, that is insane, man. So, everybody in the comment section is talking about fucking Friday. Fuck Friday.
No,
Ricky. Ricky. We're gonna pick this comment up once again a little bit later because that's a conversation that's gonna take a minute. Hassan, welcome to the show, by the way. Sorry I didn't catch you earlier. He says, quick question. SmackDown is on at 8 p.m. Rampage starts at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. In the countdown to Forbidden Door. What's the question?
I was going to say, where's the question?
Are you asking?
Are we just talking facts? I have a question. The sky is blue.
Right. Chris, now Chris Leclerc, what's going on, boy? Impact is on Friday, July the 1st. July the 1st is going to be a crazy day. You have SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
You have Rampage and Impact on the same day. And I think Impact is scissoring SmackDown.
You wouldn't call it that. I was about to say, so we have SmackDown and Rampage and background noise.
Yeah, that's true. That's you ain't lying on that one. You're not lying on that one. Rally, he also says, geez, next week's Thursday, Impact, Friday, Rampage, SmackDown, and the Impact pay-per-view, and Money in the Bank Saturday. Oh my God, so much wrestling. Damn. So let me bringing that point up, Rally, because I said this before. Is there too much wrestling now? Is there too much? Because we got wrestling Monday through Friday.
That we from day to day, no. From how much is on TV, yes, because no one needs a 3-hour show of Raw.
Get the fuck out of here.
Honestly,
this guy.
You
So
I
is Raw
think
the
a
only
wrestling
issue?
show should at most go 2 hours.
Yeah,
and
I can agree to that.
Then if you're going to do a pay-per-view, it goes at most 4 hours.
Ooh, that's long, man. That's long.
Right,
But
but
you know
that's
what?
still gives you, that's double the runtime.
I was just
So
gonna say,
then
yeah,
that
you're
gives you
right.
2 shows.
Yeah, you're right on that one. Yeah, I would like to see 2 hours of wrestling on every night. And then a 4-hour pay-per-view. That would be good. That would be good because we can. AEW has a good way that they're doing it right now where they don't have the same people on the same show. They're constantly building new matches each and every show. We may see one spot where it's from a previous show, but we never see the same exact shit, honestly, unless it's Jericho, the Wizard. That's the only thing that I see.
I would say follow the rule of 7. Of there are 7 days in a week. If you're trying to still grab modern average casual viewers' attention and everything, at most you can maybe get them for about an hour or so. Maybe they end up watching more or whatever, but you plan on, say, an hour total if they were watching it every day throughout the week. And so if you combine all your shows throughout the week, whether it be the pay-per-view, your TV, all of that, it should not add up to more than 7 hours of wrestling time.
Got you. Yeah, I like that. That's cool for sure. Rowley, he says hope Triple H and Shawn Michaels are in charge. It was Bruni. Bruni. Who the fuck is Bruni? Wow, that's gonna be Vinny and Bruce's new nickname, Bruni.
Bruni.
Right. Vinny Mac and
Bruni involved.
Richard. Right. He said he doubted they're running NXT. I think Triple H will come back to help Shawn Michaels. Yes, that is definitely what's
kind of hard
happen,
for Vince to run it when he's told sit your ass on the sideline.
Oh, matter of fact, Bruce Richard, he's a fucking head of talent relations now. What the fuck? Why?
Great. So we went from one creep to the next. But that's the thing is I think you're starting to see Vince's kind of good old boys of the guys that were around in the 80s and 90s and the 70s and all of that would come over, have barbecues and cookouts and everything at the McMahon household. They're starting to get picked off one by one and saying, thanks, but no thanks. You can go ahead and sit your ass on home. We've seen it with Johnny Ace. I think Bruce is probably the next one. Actually, we've also seen it with Kevin Dunn with the insider trading, Captain Camera Cuts there, Bucky the Beaver. So I think that kind of you're seeing the new mob close in on the old mob.
Yeah, it's very weird. I hate that all of this information is public because everybody has their own opinion on it, and it's like, oh shit. what the fuck else? Let's keep it rolling, you guys, because we are going to be hopping off very shortly because we got to get us some rest for tomorrow night. Not me, because I don't work.
Well, even then, still, we got Forbidden Door coming up this weekend. We're going to be here probably. We're going to be the pre-show to the pre-show to the pre-pre-pre-show on here, talking about just AEW and New Japan and Forbidden Door and just pro wrestling in general, pretty much all day on Sunday.
Man, that shit is gonna be crazy.
It's basically WrestleMania weekend.
Riley says wait and see, but he had a meeting in the PC with NXT wrestlers. Grayson Waller said on Twitter he's back, whatever that means. Yeah, we've seen that report everywhere.
Yeah, he had it with more than just Grayson Waller.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. Oh my God. Oh yeah, you're just going down the next thing. We are not watching the Impact. I'm not watching MLW nor Impact. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I just gave up on that. Riley says there's never too much. Oh shit. Okay, never too much wrestling. Ricky, I forgot about your comment. My bad, bro. My bad. My apologies. Let's go ahead and find your comment right quick. Right. Okay. This is going to be our last and final topic because it's about to take a minute. I think so. So, Ricky says, hey, once Forbidden Door is over, in what direction does AEW go? Who comes out as champion and who is chasing the champion?
You go first.
It's your show, man. It's your show.
Come on. All right, bet. So I think this is a way for AEW to pretty much kind of hit the reset button. We had going into this initially, we were expecting this to just be the next big thing to carry us over. But then CM Punk got hurt. We've had this story kind of moved along. We've had this match kind of thrown together, this, that, and the other. So I think right now, coming out of this, this is their way to hit the reset button. I think that's why someone like Jon Moxley will retain the AEW championship, even though I don't even really like the fact that he's in there. The best way that they could do that for me would be MJF runs out of the crowd, runs off with the championship, and then, see you on Dynamite, folks. But I think now that, especially that they've moved it from, say, Jay White versus Adam Page or Jay White versus Adam Cole, that it's now a 4-way for the IWGP championship. That, to me, that tells that that's going to stay with Jay White, which I'm all for. I think what he's doing right now is great, of being the catalyst of professional wrestling that AEW wouldn't have started if it wasn't for him. If he didn't beat Kenny Omega wouldn't have ran off and started a whole other promotion with his friends. But I know we have kind of floated out the idea there of to where they pretty much trade championships.
Yes.
But I feel like you're more apt to see Jon Moxley in AEW and Jay White in New Japan until, say, somebody like Kenny Omega or CM Punk or Daniel Bryan comes back, than you are to see, say, Tanahashi in AEW and, say, someone like Hangman Page in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
But I think that I'll go back and rebut what I was saying earlier about who I think is going to win that match. I personally wouldn't mind seeing Page taking the belt from Jay White. But, and the reason why I say this is because it will make sense for them to do a championship swap. We was originally supposed to have CM Punk versus Tanahashi. So what if Tanahashi just takes the belt, fights on AEW for a couple of weeks, or but it all depends on how long Punk is going to be out.
Right.
Then at the next pay-per-view, we have CM Punk versus Tanahashi. That way we can still get what we were supposed to get.
But do you think that those couple of weeks with Tanahashi having the AEW championship would kind of pull that championship down? Because do you know who Tanahashi is outside of what you've seen on AEW?
Nope.
Exactly.
Nope. What is wrong with him?
But people know who Jon Moxley is. They know Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
So I think that if you want to talk ratings and everything and them focusing on that, then they're not going to have someone from an entirely different company that most of their audience isn't going to know take the championship. Like if Punk hadn't have gotten injured, would you have booked Tanahashi to go over CM Punk?
No.
So then why would you do it now?
I don't know. I can't answer because I'm not a New Japan guy,
I get you. So, well, shit. Then I was going to ask you about with the IWGP championship. Sorry, too many fucking letters. So who do you think takes that match?
Which one are you talking about? You talking about
New Japan.
So we got Jay White, Adam Cole.
Yeah, the 4-way.
Okada and who's the other? Page. Wait, Page, yep. Right? Yeah. I personally think that Jay White would. I think that Jay White is either going to win that belt or either Adam Cole. I feel like we're going to get something between them two first.
See, I think we're going to get Jay White or we're going to get Kazuchika Okada because, like I said, Kazuchika Okada is pretty much the Michael Jordan of New Japan Pro Wrestling, or at the very least, he's the John Cena. He's the lull Cena wins type of deal of when in doubt, Okada is going to have the championship.
So what about this? Okada wins, but Adam Cole screws Jay White in the match and makes him lose.
Oh, I think that very much could be a possibility. I think that's because I think the next kind of big storyline we're going to get is going to be the Elite versus Red Dragon and Adam Cole versus Bullet Club. We're going to get kind of a gang warfare type storyline. I think that's the last real storyline left to tell at the moment with the Young Bucks. Yeah, I think that everything's building to that, and they just kind of need to let that run its course.
Okay, gotcha. So speaking about some AEW ratings, the Go Home show with all the big names on the show drew 878,000 viewers.
All right, so pull up Impact's ratings.
Who?
Exactly.
Who the hell is them? I'm pretty sure they're doing under 100. They're probably doing under 100, man. Yeah, but I mean,
right, but that's the thing is you know, I know I feel like I'm kind of beating a dead horse or beating a drum, but this is you're comparing an established brand of like I said.
No. I'm not comparing. I'm just saying their Go Home show did under 900K, and their biggest pay-per-view viewership was 1,047,000.
Biggest pay-per-view viewership?
Yep. All Out 2021. Biggest show that they ever had, 1,047. The next biggest one would have been Revolution for 966,000.
So we're just going to ignore the fact that their like pay-per-views sell out within like the same day or anything like that. Like,
but they sell out small venues.
WWE can't sell out small venues.
They just sold out Hell in a Cell, man. Come on now.
Yes, we have to gimmick the shit out of this fucking pay-per-view to try and sell it. WWE just tried to do a big arena for Money in the Bank and then had to move it to a smaller venue because they couldn't sell out. We hear stories to where Raw is struggling to do 4,000 in ticket sales. Like,
yes, they did. There's
more empty seats than there are people in the arena.
That shit's
We're going
crazy.
back to the Thunderdome era.
Yeah. So, fucking answer fell off. I had a question for you and I forgot. I think so.
I didn't talk too much.
Yeah, I think I forgot the question, man. That's damn crazy.
Yeah,
here you go. AEW, they can sell out each and every last one of their arenas that they go to, pretty much. But why can't they maintain 1 million?
Because I think it goes down to they're not as established as WWE. I know I'm not going to dance on that too much. B, their shows are on a Wednesday night, middle of the week, and honestly, I feel they still do respectable for being a 3-year-old company in that slot, and their other slot is Friday night past 10 o'clock. The only people that are still up really late on a Friday night that want to watch, pro wrestling are diehard wrestling fans like us or people at a bar.
Bar.
So that's going to hurt their numbers already. And like I said, at this point, it's very hard. And that's why I don't put a ton of stock into ratings versus say, if we were talking social media trends, YouTube clicks, all of that, which WWE very much touts, and I give them respect for that. But that to me is now the way that it's going of what I would gauge of a trending company or how well a company is doing, or if they're trending in the right direction or the wrong direction. Because like I said, towards the start of this, you didn't even know what a Nielsen rating box was.
Still don't.
Right. That's the thing, is that's what all these ratings are going based off of tracking through shit like that. We're still using archaic, out of date systems to track this when I could be watching, SmackDown on my phone, watching, last week's Dynamite on my TV.
Well, that's what Tony does, though.
You watching Rampage. What?
But Tony Khan does this. This me looking at these damn ratings is a Tony Khan thing. He made me look at this shit. This is why I can bring up ratings, because there's now been one fucking time without a rival company where you've said, let's look at WWE's ratings. There's not been one fucking time where you can say, I legitimately say, okay, what was WWE rating this night? Until AEW came in.
Monday Night Wars.
Well, I wasn't born back then.
All right, I'm saying, yes, currently that you would know of, but I also feel like that in part deals with a lot of the Chris Jericho and the Cody Rhodes effect. That's when that company was really trying to take shots at WWE. That's when we had the no thigh kicks or thigh slap side. That's when we had Cody Rhodes take the sledgehammer to the throne. You haven't seen too many shots from AEW towards WWE, honestly, since Cody Rhodes has left.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that end of the EVPs, the head of creative, the board members, however you want to phrase it. That's when the focusing on trying to take shots at WWE and trying to do the whole Eric Bischoff of them versus us thing stopped. Now I feel like they're very much more focused on, we're going to do the best us. I'm hoping that's what they're focused on. And we're going to do the best us and let them either play catch up or outbeat us.
Gotcha. So you guys, that we are officially going to be wrapping up all of our topics. We do have a few little questions in here that we can go ahead and pull up. We're not going to stay that long tonight because there's a lot of stuff going on right now. We got the Ric Flair conference that happened a little 7 hours ago. That's a topic for itself. Then we also need to get prepared for tomorrow, where we have two main shows. We're going to be looking at SmackDown and Rampage Go Home show for the Forbidden Door, and then also, of course, June the 26th, we have Forbidden Door itself. I think that's a Sunday or a Saturday. I forgot.
Sunday night. Sunday.
Cool,
Sunday.
Cool. So therefore, since Sunday night, I may end up showing up for myself. But let's go and look at some of these comments right here so we can go ahead and jump off of this right here. Ricky, we already answered your question. KJ in the background talking about we killing it. KJ could not be here with us because he has that Spectrum internet.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. He's pulling the Sasha Banks on us, but it's cool.
He's insider trading with Kevin Dunn.
Right. Rally says, God damn. Fucking Kevin Dunn, man. Rally says,
are you hanging out with Johnny Ace's toy?
Oh, that's fucking nasty. Rally, you said, are you live streaming Impact pay-per-view on Friday? You read my comment wrong, CJ. No offense. I think you're talking about the
Dan,
comment.
You should have typed it better then.
Yeah. My bad, bro. You talking about Wise Ruby Soho on AEW Dark every single week because she's fucking trash.
Oh no,
we ain't gonna talk about it. She's fucking trash. No, she's getting booked horrible. That's the thing.
I think it's just everybody thought that Ruby was going to be more than what she is, honestly. I think kind of where she was in WWE is about where she honestly really is. And I love Ruby, but everybody expected her to be the next fucking Becky Lynch, the next Bayley, the next Sasha Banks, and she ain't that.
Nope, not at all. Rowley says, I don't agree with Moxie said. I'm the best wrestler in the world. No, you're not. Omega and Roman and Danielson. There's quite a few wrestlers ahead of Moxley. In-ring wrestling skills go in-ring. Okay. Any thoughts on this? So Roman is not a wrestler to me at all. He is a sports entertainer. Moxley, I can say the same thing about Moxley a little bit.
Deathmatch, Carney.
I can kind of say do you really think that Moxley is a wrestler, or is he more like
I think he.
Well, let me ask you, what type of wrestling skill set is he? Like, what would you? Okay. Mm-hmm. So does he fit in AEW, or would he fit more in New Japan?
I think it can work kind of both. That's the thing, is it's weird to place him because AEW likes the blood, guts, and gore, likes the attitude era violence, the chair shots, the gimmick matches, all of that. But the stiff style, the strong style that Nakamura is the quote unquote king of is very much the New Japan style, and Moxley works very well with that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I like that response. Omega, Daniel, and Omega and Daniel, they're good. Now, I can't say that Roman is a wrestler because there has been a fine line drawn between wrestler versus a straight up entertainer. everybody in WWE is a fucking entertainer to me right now. Besides, there's a couple guys that Riddle is a wrestler, I think, in my opinion. Ricochet is a wrestler. All the Indies guys are wrestlers that's in WWE. They're considered as wrestlers still to me. But the big name like Brock, Roman, they're not wrestlers. Them motherfuckers are straight up sports entertainers. Because if Roman was really a wrestler, his matches would be longer than fucking 20 minutes. Especially with the star talent that he's on right now. If he's really top tier.
Well, when you got to fit it in 3 hours of video packages, you don't got that much time. Just took all the wind out your sails.
That's the problem. That's the problem, man. That's the problem. He said Miz and Mrs. I forgot. Okay, yeah, Miz and Mrs. get a lot more viewers than AEW Rampage, like a lot more. Wow, my wrestling fact for tonight. They only get that many because it comes right on after Raw.
Right.
I think so.
It's people have fallen asleep with the fucking remote in their hand and haven't hit power or changed channel. And besides, is Maurice, who is not going to want to look at Maurice.
Not me. I like looking at her. I like looking at Rowley also says 120,000 is what Impact gets for viewership ratings. Yes. Then he also brought up the Punk debut, Danielson debut on Dynamite. They did 1.1 million on there. And then he also says, just wondering, what do you think these wrestlers, Paige, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Impact or AEW?
You go first. Those three right there.
Paige is going to go back home. Then she may sign with AEW. I feel like that Paige will be one of the people that can actually grow a true roster for AEW. She'll be like the Gail Kim of Impact. That's how I look at her. Candice LeRae, same thing. I want to see Candice to AEW because they need more women. And then I would like to see Johnny, sorry, throwing it off. I like to see him back in WWE. Dakota Kai is AEW all day. Or no. Dakota Kai is Impact. Dakota Kai is an Impact lady. She look like she'd be an Impact instead.
Yeah. I'm pretty much right there with you. If I feel like Paige, AEW. Candice LeRae could go Impact, AEW. True. I think maybe a bit more AEW than Impact, but Dakota Kai, perfect fit for Impact. Her versus Mia Yim right now writes itself.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's pretty much. Hopefully that answered your question, Rowley. We got some more facts. We got some more Rowley facts. Raw got 2.2 million on Monday. I'm not even going to answer. That's going to start a whole another debate.
Right.
Yeah. We pretty much topped on that. Raw got 2.2 versus AEW, this and that. That's cool. He says great reaction from him.
The same length as Raw, otherwise we would be here just as long if we started talking about that.
Right. Riley says good point, CJ. But Riddle, AJ Styles, Chad Gable, Nakamura, Ricochet are great in the ring. You didn't bring them up. You brought fucking Roman Reigns up.
No, you brought them up, and then you mentioned half those guys right there, and he's like, "Yeah, that's a good point, CJ." You should have mentioned these guys. Yeah, well, Chad Gable, you should have mentioned those guys.
And then Chad Gable is still not a wrestler. I don't give a fuck if he did go to school. He's not a fucking wrestler. He's a fucking gimmick. Shit. I need to see him. I need to see him. Right. Thank you. I need to see him legitimately like wrestle first before I can say he's a wrestler. I don't want to see that school shit where they're just in the ring, hugging and shit. Show me that you can really wrestle. Moving on, Reality Creator, welcome back. WWE homegrown or not great wrestlers. The Ring of Honor wrestlers have been carrying every promotion for over a decade now. I salute that.
Right. That's the thing is it's hard to really debate that when a lot of the talent right now kind of got their Ring of Honor was NXT before NXT. That was the feeder system for professional wrestling.
What the hell? Stone Cold Steve Austin is apparently trending on Twitter right now for some unknown reason.
What?
Yeah, he just fucking trending for literally no reason, but okay. Right.
And that's the bottom line.
Because Stone Cold says so.
Right.
Reality Crazy says no Mercedes will be like Gail Kim.
Are you talking about what's Sasha's real name?
Right. No, her name is Mercedes.
That's why I was wondering. I was like, are you talking about Mercedes Martinez? Or are you talking about Sasha?
Oh, you're right, bro. He's talking about if Sasha Banks goes to AEW, she would be the Gail Kim for AEW for the wrestling division.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I could see that very much.
Who the hell did I say would be? Oh, I said Paige. No, I was saying I think that Paige would do it more than Sasha Banks would do it. I think Sasha Banks and Paige would do it. They can do it together. But since Paige was that founder for WWE, I think that'll work out. But to your point, you're right. You're right. I like that. That's a good comment. Look, you throw y'all some goddamn stars in the damn chat.
Man, we're gonna start just star rating the comments. We're gonna just Meltzer star rate the comments.
Man, seriously. He says they don't seem to want to go to Impact though, and their best talent wants to go to AEW. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I saw a billionaire with a blank checkbook just wanting to spend money, where the hell are you gonna want to sign? The guy that's gonna throw away money, or the guy that, well, you may be on TV in 3 weeks?
Oh shit. Jason just dropped us some fucking news. I may tune in for this. Impact Wrestling just announced Moose versus Sammy in a Ravens Clockwork House of Orange Death match. We have not seen this match since CM Punk versus Sammy. It's the most violent match in wrestling. But is Vince Russo going to screw it over and make it a match death orange match?
Well, no, it's very much it's a Vince Russo thing. I don't think it's exactly the deadliest match in professional wrestling. I think it might be one of the more confusing matches in professional wrestling.
Oh god.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping after the Monsters Ball match that Moose kind of might get some time off. I feel like he's kind of had to be the linchpin for Impact for quite a while, and I liked the idea of Sammy coming back and kind of reestablishing himself as a new contender and everything. Yeah. But that's a whole nother topic. We're going to be here for a whole nother hour if I start going into all this shit.
Fact. You're not lying. So you guys can definitely stay tuned for another episode of that shit.
Yeah, right. If you
Riley
like
says,
hearing us talk, be here next week.
Yes.
Hey, Riley says he's actually just be here tomorrow night, be here the weekend.
Just come tomorrow. Shit. There's a lot of more shit that we can talk about. Shit. He said he's a major. I can't even talk. Yeah, I'm done with this shit.
Right.
We done been on here for too long. Sorry, like raw. Right. On that note, you guys. I can't even talk, man. I got too much water in my mouth. Shit.
No, you got too much various alcohols in your system right now. You got really too much MJF iced tea in your system.
Yeah, you're right about that one. You're right about that. Damn. All right, you guys. So this right here was the Let's Rumble podcast. You guys are going to be able to catch this podcast on any platform, in all platforms, any platform, in all platforms, any
everything.
What? You guys can go to catch this podcast on any and all the platforms that you guys normally use your podcast on. If it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, your Mama Podcast, your Daddy Podcast, my podcast, and a lot bit more.
What?
But that's all we got for you guys today. This right here is the Big D.
I am the Big D, and that is the brand, CJ brand.
Yes.
Thank y'all, folks. We will see you all tomorrow night, and we will absolutely, you want to make sure you are subscribed, that you are notified, this, that, the other, all of the above, because we will probably pretty much, between us bunch of lunatics and y'all bunch of lunatics there in the comments and the chat and everything, we will be here mostly all day Sunday covering Forbidden Door. We will be the pre-show. We will be here from before the pre-show to after the after show. We'll have the after party. All that got y'all covered.
What?
And that's the bottom line because the Big D said so.
Peace.